What's going on, NFL fans? It's Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports. And coming up here on today's show, we're going to get into our post-NFL draft power rankings. Today's show is presented by Manscaped, and they are re-releasing their awesome products here, the Ultra Smooth Package. I know I tell you guys a lot about the Lawnmower 4.0. This is like the Lawnmower 4.0's best friend here, and you guys can go ahead and get your hands on it. That way, when she gets her hands on it, it's really nice and smooth, silky smooth. I love using this razor here. You can get it for $31.99, manscaped.com/chat. So every time you see the NFL draft, and this has been, man, one hell of an offseason, if you ask me. The power rankings are always a very interesting topic here. There's no doubt about it. And we're going to go through from 32 all the way down to 1. Before I tell you who the worst team in the NFL is, I want to know, comment your favorite team and where you would have them ranked. So put your favorite team down in the comments, and then tell me where you have them ranked. And if you want to yell at me, I'll tell you how to do that coming up here in a little bit. At number 32, it's going to be the Houston Texans for me. Yes, they made a few good key additions, I'll say, in the draft, but you got Davis Mills as your quarterback. Yes, you have Brandon Cooks, but you're still the Houston Texans. At number 31, it's the Jacksonville Jaguars. I thought Trayvon Walker was a little bit of a reach at number 1 overall. You got to be able to build around Trevor Lawrence, and hopefully this new team can do that. At number 30, it's the New York Jets, and I thought some of the moves that they made this offseason were good. The draft, they were draft winners, but I've also said that the Jets have been draft winners before, and I don't know how much it materializes on Sundays. Number 29 is the Atlanta Falcons. You go ahead, you get Marcus Mariota, which was great, but really, Drake London was the only draft pick I thought for Atlanta, which is a good one, which should give some defensive coordinators some nightmares pairing him with Kyle Pitts. But Atlanta, Mariota, who else is really there? Not really sure. Number 28, this might be the highest I've had the Detroit Lions on anything in quite some time. I liked what they did in free agency. They also had a good draft, getting Jamison Williams. You got Aiden Hutchinson, added a few other key players there. But if they really want to take that next step and not be the worst team in this division, Jared Goff's got to show up. However, I do think they're pretty close to another team in their division. It's the Chicago Bears, and I have them at number 27. Though if there was a team that could really shoot up high in my power rankings come the end of the season, it's them, and it really comes down to Justin Fields. You don't have Matt Nagy there anymore. You did a good job, I thought, in the draft. It's just Justin Fields. He's got to go ahead and step it up. At number 26, it's the Carolina Panthers, and is it going to be Sam Darnold? Is it going to be Christian McCaffrey? Is he going to be healthy? These are answers I do not personally have. The Giants coming in at number 25. I love their picks of Evan Neal. I love their pick of Kayvon Thibodeau. It's just Daniel Jones needs to take that next step. Can Saquon Barkley stay 100% healthy? They don't have a lot of money to work with right now, but I do think that the Giants are going in the right direction. Now, guys, I don't know about y'all. Chat Sports here, it's a family, and if you want to go ahead and join our family, then join the Noti Gang right now. We've had 4,000 new subs over the last week. That's pretty awesome. Yes, a lot of it's because of the NFL draft, but for those of you who are just tuning in, what is Chat Sports? Live, interactive YouTube show, keeping you guys up to date. NFL news, NFL rumors, doing segments just like this, and if you want some shout-outs on future shows, turn on those notifications and try to be one of the very first people down in the comment section. Hence, the Noti Gang. Let's get into number 24 here. It's the Seattle Seahawks, and usually I hate the Seahawks draft grades. Though, I also remember back in 2012 when Seattle got an F for their draft grades, taking guys like Bruce Irvin, Bobby Wagner, and Russell Wilson. Sometimes draft grades don't matter all that much. What it does matter is they don't have Russell Wilson anymore, which is why they're number 24. Number 23, it's the Washington Commanders. Yes, you now have Carson Wentz. The pick of Jahan Dotson, I'm okay with. I get that they're trying to put more talent around there on the offensive side of the football, but Washington, the defense is good, the offense is good, but they're still a quarterback away, which maybe they don't think so. At number 22, it's the Minnesota Vikings. You got Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook. The offense is pretty well put together. I was hoping that they were going to be able to get somebody like a Mott Sauce Gardner or a Derek Stingley. Yes, they still were able to get a cornerback need a little bit later on in the draft. However, this is still a mediocre team, but I should say this, from 22 to 10 in my power rankings, I can make an argument that we could switch up a lot of these teams here. Number 21 on my list is the Arizona Cardinals, and Kyler Murray, the drama queen that he is, just continues to get this thing going. DeAndre Hopkins, not having him for the first 6 weeks of the season, It's really going to hurt. Hopkins is one of the best players in the entire league. You did go out. You got Marquise Hollywood Brown during the draft. You lost Christian Kirk this offseason. You lost Chandler Jones. So you took a few steps back, and not having DeAndre Hopkins is really, really going to hurt. Number 20 is the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they took the only quarterback in round one. They took the only quarterback in the first 2 rounds. That was Kenny Pickett. I don't think Kenny Pickett's going to be starting right away, but he is going to be competing with Mitch Trubisky. This is a defense ready to win right now. The offensive running game, I believe, is ready to compete right away. If the quarterback can take that next step, Pittsburgh is another team that I absolutely think could take that leap. The Miami Dolphins coming in here at number 19, and the Dolphins could be another team. Would not surprise me halfway through the season. They're in the top 10. You got Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, just elite amount of speed. It's Mike Gesicki, another great pass-catching tight end. You finally traded away Devontae Parker. You built up the offensive line. It's Tua for me, man. If Tua can be an above-average quarterback, they are going to be a top 12 team. I just don't view Tua as a top 20 quarterback. The New England Patriots coming in here at number 18 to me. I like the fact that this is an organization that sticks to what they do. Yes, I do not like the pick of Cole Strange at 29 overall. It was definitely strange to me. But you know what? The Patriots are going to be a successful team, and it's kind of crazy that I have them at number 18. The New Orleans Saints at number 17 here on this list, which feels a little bit low for me because Jameis Winston was 5-2 last season as a starter, and he didn't have Michael Thomas. They just added the Honey Badger. But you know what? Another suspension that we haven't nearly talked about enough is Alvin Kamara. I don't know if it's going to happen, but if it does, that offense is going to take a major step back. But I do like the additions of Chris Olave, and I like the additions of Trevor Penning. The Ultra Smooth package, only $31.99 with promo code CHAT. So go to manscaped.com/chat. That way you can make sure your boys are taken care of. I mean, I love the Lawnmower 4.0. Don't get me wrong. But you know what? I use the Lawnmower 4.0. That's kind of like your starting pitcher. This thing right here, the Ultra Smooth package, this is your closer. You want to seal a deal? You start buying this product right here. That way the boys are silky, silky smooth. You don't want to be the dude that you finally get to that point. You drop your trousers and you just look like the Grinch's face from the Christmas. It's not going to happen with this products here. So go ahead, manscaped.com/chat. Promo code is also there. Save 20% off and get free shipping. Father's Day is right around the corner. Also Mother's Day is right around the corner. Hey, moms, if you're looking to have a good time, I know a guy. His name's Tyler Jones. Let's go to number 16 here on the list. It's the Tennessee Titans. Yes, you have Ryan Tannehill. Yes, you have Matt Corral. Or not Matt Corral. Malik Willis, excuse me. But you know what? This is a team that's ready to run the football. The defense has taken a step back. You don't have Julio Jones, but you traded away A.J. Brown. Oh, don't like it. Don't like it at all. So you're number 16 here on my list. The Philadelphia Eagles, they were the team that got A.J. Brown. I like the offense. Jalen Hurts, he impressed me quite a bit last season. He definitely showed that he can at least be a above-average quarterback. This is still a run-first team. There's no doubt about that. Good defensive moves. You have a decent offensive line. You definitely, I thought, helped build a more solid roster in the draft. But the Eagles, in order for them to take the next step, it relies on Jalen Hurts, but I do think A.J. Brown should help. Number 14 is the Indianapolis Colts, and you get rid of Carson Wentz, you bring in Matt Ryan. I don't know if that's actually an upgrade because if you look at a lot of the numbers Wentz had last season, 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, he did a halfway decent job. He just choked. I don't know, man. Everything I've ever read about Matt Ryan or I've watched from Matt Ryan, he's done a good job. But it kind of choked when it comes to the same point. So, you know, this team's going to run the football well. You added Yannick Ngakoue the offseason. I think Gus Bradley's going to do a lot of good things for that defense. But they are definitely lacking some skill position players on the offensive side of the football. Maybe it doesn't matter, though, with Jonathan Taylor. At number 13, I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys here. And maybe if Jerry didn't show his draft sheet, they could have had a better draft. I know some of the picks there was a little bit peculiar to me. But you got Dak Prescott. I'm actually okay with the idea that they moved away from Amari Cooper because as far as I'm concerned, CeeDee Lamb's ready to take that next step. Michael Gallup's a hell of a receiver as well. The defense, though. Can the defense, which forced a lot of turnovers last season, be that good again if they don't force that many turnovers? Number 12, and this is probably one of the most difficult teams to rank because Deshaun Watson is there. And on paper, I said it last year, on paper, I thought the Browns had one of the best complete rosters in the league. Yet, the Browns They were the Browns. So is Deshaun going to look like the version of Deshaun we saw in 2020, where he led the NFL with over 4,800 passing yards, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions? Are we going to get that Deshaun Watson, or are the Browns cursed? I don't have an answer for you guys. Number 11 is the Baltimore Ravens, and sure, a lot of drama around Lamar Jackson right now, and they traded away Marquise Hollywood Brown, but this is an organization that I always feel does the right things, and they have another really solid draft here. Yes, you don't have Hollywood Brown to stretch the field, but you still have Rashad Bateman. You still have a hell of a tight end and Mark Andrews. That defense is going to be legit. Love what they did going out and getting Marcus Williams. It's just the AFC is really, really loaded now. Here's one team that I'm probably a little bit lower on than most other people. It's the San Francisco 49ers, and it really just comes down to Trey Lance. If Trey Lance can be that dude, this is a top 5 NFL team. They have a phenomenal defense. You know that they're going to be able to run the ball effectively in Kyle Shanahan's offense. And if Jimmy Garoppolo's there, I know Trey Lance is going to be the guy that starts. But I have yet to see anything from Trey Lance. Could he just turn out to be Jordan Love? Maybe. Number 9 is the Los Angeles Chargers. You add Joey Bosa, or not add Joey Bosa. Khalil Mack gets added with Joey Bosa. I thought the Chargers did a few good things in the draft as well. You have Justin Herbert. You have a very competent team. It sounds like they're also about to add Kyle Van Noy to that defense. So the Chargers, the AFC, it's going to be an absolute gauntlet. Before I get into my top 8 teams here, remember, if I'm ranking your team too low, the easiest way to tell me I'm an idiot, the easiest way to come ahead and yell at me is yell at me on social media. So you can yell at me on Twitter, at Mitchell Renz 365, or you can yell at me on Instagram. It's the exact same handle. Believe me, I love when people tell me I'm wrong. It's the part of the bit that makes sports so great. It's the part that I love, which reminds me of my family. I grew up just hearing Mitch this, Mitch that. Tell me I'm an idiot on social media, at Mitchell Renz 365. Number 8 is the Las Vegas Raiders, and I love the fact that they went out, they traded for Davante Adams. They tried to bolster their interior offensive line. They tried to bolster their interior defensive line as well. This is going to be a very legit offense. It's definitely going to rest on the shoulders of Derek Carr, and can he be somebody who can be a top 10 quarterback? I don't have an answer to that, but I do know this. Davante Adams is going to help out that offense quite a bit. If you're a Raiders fan and you want even more exclusive content from me, then go ahead and join my awesome community where I can get to know Raider fans a lot more personally. You can pick the content that I do. It's RaidersReport.locals.com, or you can go ahead and scan this QR code. It might take you to Locals. It might also, get you a brand new boat. But here's one thing. There's only one way to find out. Go ahead and scan that QR code right now. At number 7, I know a lot of Raider fans are probably going to hate on me for this, but I'm going to put the Denver Broncos there. I think the Broncos are a very scary team with Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson has been the perfect bandage over the Seattle Seahawks for a very, very long time. And now that he's going to Denver, they have a good defense. They have a good offense. And if you insert Russell Wilson to that team, I'm telling you, the Broncos are going to scare a lot of people. At number 6 is the Kansas City Chiefs, and yes, they got rid of Tyreek Hill. Okay, you still got Patrick Mahomes. You have arguably one of the smartest offensive coordinators, one of the smartest offensive minds in Andy Reid. That offense, I do believe, is going to be okay. The draft, yes, you lost Tyrann Mathieu. He goes over to the Saints. But until I see Kansas City lose football games, remember last season when they were 3-4, everyone hit the panic button? Yeah, they seemed like they were okay after that. Number 5 is the Green Bay Packers. They got Aaron Rodgers here back-to-back NFL MVPs. You lose Davante Adams. And I actually think that this could be a team like Green Bay where we go back and we look 5-6 weeks from now, or 5-6 weeks after the season starts, we're like, man, they're not that good. It's because the NFL is this might surprise people, a team sport. They lost a lot of talent on the offense and defensive side of the football, paid a lot of money to Aaron Rodgers. We're going to see if he was worth all that money. Number 4 here is the Cincinnati Bengals, and there's been a lot of people out there like, oh, they're going to have this Super Bowl hangover, and you know what? They might. But you know what can cure a Super Bowl hangover? Some Skyline chili. Actually, don't ever eat it. It's terrible. But Burrow is a hell of a quarterback. They have a good running back room, phenomenal offense, and the defense got better. And their biggest weakness was the offensive line, which they definitely addressed in free agency. At number 3 here, I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And as long as Tom Brady's still breathing and throwing a football, you have to put some respect on this team. Yes, they lost some talent on defense, but you know what? They also added some talent in the draft. I liked what they did on the offensive side of the football. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers here at number 3. The Buffalo Bills coming in at number 2, which then means, spoiler alert here, we're just going to throw it up, the Los Angeles Rams at 1. I believe the Rams, they won the Super Bowl. They deserve to be number 1. Did they have really anything in the draft? No, but you know what? The Rams have proved to me that the draft might be a little bit overrated. They just go ahead and they get solid players, most recently like a guy like Bobby Wagner. But for Buffalo, I did like Buffalo's moves in the draft. Yes, I thought trading up for Kira Elam was a little bit intriguing to me, but I also say that because he's a Florida corner. If they thought that corner was their biggest need and they went ahead and they addressed it, that's a very, very solid team, and I believe the best team in the AFC. So here's your opportunity, y'all. Who is the best team in the NFL after the draft? I know I didn't get it right because even when I do get it right, you tell me I get it wrong. So who's the best team in the NFL after the draft? Let me know down in the comments. Before I get the heck out of here, let's go through these one more time. And major shout out to everyone who's made it this far in the video. If you like Chat Sports content, then go ahead and drop a like on the show. You can go ahead and take a screenshot, put it on Instagram, put it on Twitter. Don't be afraid to tag Chat Sports and give us your opinion on the type of content that we're pumping out here, because for the people who usually make it this far in the video, we greatly, greatly appreciate it. So out of seeing all 32 of those teams, which team did I rank too high? And which team did I rank too low? All I ask you to do is if you put the team name in there, like if you're a Texans fan, put Texans too low. If you think that I ranked the Rams too high because they're number 1, Rams too high. Sound good? Makes sense? Cool. See you guys later on in the week. Enjoy the entire weekend. And remember, Chat Sports keeps you guys up to date. Help us get to 300,000 subscribers by hitting that sub button and taking that link that you see below and send it to a friend.